Hey everybody, welcome to our Drake model unboxing video. Now we're doing this video for a number of reasons. One, to showcase some metal castings that we got today, and two, just to show some of the new players and some of the people who have never bought models before, who are part of our Kickstarter, exactly how these products are sold in the store. And we've had a lot of questions about bases and what models look like and what they're made out of, and we figured that we'll just do a generic unboxing video and that will answer a lot of people's questions. So this is how you'll buy our products when you buy them from a retailer. We're not going to ship all of our Kickstarter orders in these individual blister packs because the price of shipping would equal the price of your order. Yeah, so let's get to it. So we had a lot of requests for some basic infantry. And what we did is we put into motion plans to get the Rivercrest Swordsman, the most basic of infantry, and I think is actually a pretty stellar model. And this Priests of Xerix, who I feel display anatomy really well. And I just kind of like their pose, and they're brand new. You guys know we just made them, and we just got them printed, and we just got them cast up, and here they are. So this is just a blister pack. This is how you buy kind of individual little sets of models. Some information on the back there. And I'm going to pop it open. Now these priests, there's one pose here. They're all the same pose. There'll be 3 poses in the final when we get the rest of the poses cast up. So I'm going to pop this open here. Underneath, you're going to find their beta test card. Now these are, as all our cards, similar to, but not exactly the same as the final cards. The final cards will have rounded edges and will be typical cards like you'll get from any other fantasy card game. Anyway, so there's that. I'm going to put that down there. Put that one over there. And pop them open. Now, there was some questions about the bases. Our models come with standard wargame round bases, and that's them there. So I'm going to put these aside for now. And these are how you'll get your models. And when you buy fantasy white metal figurines, there's usually just a little bit of what people call chaff left over from the casting process. Now you can see just there's a little bit, like a little bump on the end of his staff there, and that's normal. That happens when you buy fantasy figurines. And these ones actually just came from the caster, and they look really good. I'm really happy with them. So I'm just going to put them down here, and I'm going to grab one to show you. The priests, as he tries to pick the one with the least bent staff. Sometimes when you get soldiers that have these like thin weapons, when you get them from the package, the weapon will just be like bent a little bit, but you just kind of bend it back, and that's, you know, when you get thin things like this. So I'm just going to bring this guy up so you can see the anatomy of him. Really, you know, happy with the way he turned out. There's the back. There's some questions about the back because there were some people who hadn't seen the back of him yet, but there's the back of him. You can see his headdress there, musculature. A little bit, you know, we might need to do a little bit of filing on the staff there, but that's okay. That's how it is. Now I'm going to show you this guy because he is a true scale type of model, and I'm going to show you him with a tape measure here. He looks quite tiny, but he's actually, you know, tall. He looks small because he's true scale. Like, look at his arms. His arms are proper proper proportions to his body. Now, what we're going to do on Monday when we have our one photographer back is we're going to do a video that's going to show him together with his legs. Maybe not a video, maybe a photo shoot. You can see here there's a bit left over from the casting process, and this is totally normal. That's just left over from casting. You'll snap that off, and then you'll glue them on here together like that. Now we can take a look at the legs here for a second. I'll bring the body back in a second. I just want to show you the legs, just kind of, you know. If you guys look on the website, we're going to do like kind of a before and after pic with the red on the website, but like this is actually, you know, this is what he looks like. He's not the most complicated model. He's a basic infantry model, but that's what people wanted to see, so we got one made. So you can see there, you know, no crazy mold lines, you know, he's nice and smooth there. Here, AGM 2013, woohoo! So I'll just bring him back here. So, you know, we can see the musculature, you know, you can see his little face. I mean, he's tiny. He's really, his face is so tiny. You know, I mean, he's like, you know, it's like a millimeter, 2 millimeters. Hopefully you guys can see there. And so we're going to have one of these put together and painted up for you soon. So they come with these standard miniature game bases. And you just, slot the slot in there and just glue them. And he stands up like that. He's not going to stand up right now, and you'll see a glued one really soon. It's just a standard miniature game 30mm base. So yeah, so here's a unit of 3 Priests of Xerix, and there will be, they'll all be different poses when they're done. This is the first casting, and there you go. That's a bit better of an angle there. So there we have, it's a unit of 3 Priests of Xerix, and there'll be all individual poses when we're done with the unit. This will be 3 poses, but yeah, I like this pose, it's pretty good. So now I'm going to talk about his card for a second. This beta card here, the actual card will of course have rounded edges and be a proper fantasy game card. But let's have a look. People have been asking about the cards, and I'm happy to just go over this one briefly with you guys. And camera operator, you have a good spot there for this?
Looking good.
Thank you. Okay, so here's his stats here. Here's his card details here, name. There's his force, the sand force. We put the points for each model on the card. When we do the final version, this will be kind of lower in the corner. And this is like kind of just the points and restrictions for using the unit. So we've got movement, 5, that's 5 inches. Now we've got also something in brackets here. I wonder what that is. We'll find out about that in a second. Movement 5, actions 1, courage 7, constitution 4, dexterity 5, armor 5, and hit points 1. So most of these are self-explanatory. Constitution is a new one that I think a lot of minigames don't use. I'm not sure because I don't play every minigame, but I play lots of them. But Constitution allows your guy to survive a mortal wound. There was that movie Braveheart with Mel Gibson way back. I think this is the best example of this. There was this old fellow, and he took 8 wounds and was hit by an axe and got his hand cut off, and he just kept fighting. And that's what Constitution, represents. So yeah, and movement. Actions are just used to interact in the game. In the state of the rules where we're at right now, our initial release, actions are primarily used to buy additional attacks, but they can be used to do all sorts of things. All right, so let's read his abilities, because he is a specialty assassin unit. Chant Affinity. If Priests of Xerix have an enhancement spell placed on them, they gain the stats numbers in parentheses on their card. These stats are immediately gained or lost if an enhancement is added or removed. So if you start off the game and you cast an enhancement, let's just say something that gives them a beef to their armor value, they go from movement 5 to movement 7, so that's 7 inches. So that means they run 14 inches, which is not bad. It's actually really fast. Actions go from 1 to 2, so because they have 1 listed attack, their Holy Staff attack, they can make 2 additional attacks with that if they do a successful charge, or if they're in melee range of somebody normally. So 3 attacks, going from 2 attacks to 3 attacks there, because it's 2 plus the 1 listed attack they get for free. Courage 7 remains the same. Constitution goes from 4 till 7. Now, Constitution, I won't get too much into it here, but if he receives a hit point of damage, and he has 1 hit point and he dies, if he rolls 7 or lower on a dice, he will stay alive. Now, he'll have a negative effect of his stats, but he'll stay on the board. So a Constitution of 7, that's really good. I mean, he can stick around until someone really fills him full of arrows or rips him in half. He will stick around and keep fighting, so that's pretty good. And remember, you get these bonuses if he has an enhancement on him. Okay, so that's the rest of the parentheses stats there. So we've got here, Rage of Xerix. If Priests of Xerix have an enhancement placed on them, then all attack rolls that hit the target's exact dexterity receive +1 on the corresponding damage roll. Okay, now that seems confusing, but what it means is that if you're attacking a target that has dexterity 6, and you roll a 6, then you get +1 to damage. Now, if you have a unit of 3 Priests of Xerix and they have an enhancement spell on them, and they charge, they're going to attack 9 times. 1 for their listed attack, and then they can buy 2 additional attacks. So you've got 9 dice, and think about it, if you're rolling 9 dice, how many 6s you're going to roll. Surprisingly, through our playtesting, you actually do roll this quite a bit. So for 15 points, which is the same price as 3 regular infantry, you get a unit that has very high move, can stick around with a Constitution of 7, and actually is going to do some damage. And they're assassins. They're designed to go after one thing and kill it. So what I forgot to mention earlier is that our Rivercrest Swordsman was delayed 1 day. So it'll arrive on Monday. We wanted to have all 3 of them at the same time, but it didn't happen. That's okay. So the Rivercrest guy is going to arrive on Monday. And yeah, I'll do another little video with him then. So this is the Great Master, Garrick Force Chant Creation. Once again, we're going to pop him open. Here's his game card there. And I'll pop that down. And this guy's a pretty simple model. He's got his 30 millimeter base here. And then he's got two parts. The Great Master himself. So cool. Now, the Great Master, he was supposed to be included in the starter boxes, but after playtesting for quite a while, we decided he was a little overbalanced, so we're selling him separately. Yeah, he just kind of threw the balance off. We'd had to compensate in other ways and just wasn't working. He's very good. He's very good. Anyway, we can get into his card specifics in a minute, but I'll just go over the models. So we'll just have a look at little fellow himself. There was a little bit of chaff on him on the horns here that just kind of fell off as we were putting him in the box. So you can tell, you see here, like there's not a lot of mold lines or any kind of issue with him. I mean, that's how he was made, and you can see his little claws there, little gap between the claws. And he's a real nice little guy. Look at his scenic base here. He fits on the base. I can't remember exactly, I think like that. But let's look at the scenic base. I played a little game with my friend here. I said, let's find the mold line. So let's look here. Where's the mold line? It's pretty good. Fortress Figures does a really good job. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell. You can sort of see it on the top, like where he's going to sit. You can sort of tell it's there, but it's a nice little scenic base with some chant energy, levitating the rocks and giving him a place to float around on. And yeah, you can look on the website. We got a painted picture of this guy. There you go. There's a little metal Great Master. All his little glory. Powerful though. See from the top. Whoa. Perfect. Thank you for checking out our Drake unboxing video. This is kind of our more regular model unboxing video. There will be more surprises in the future. And thank you all so much for supporting our Kickstarter or for looking at our Kickstarter page. And there are so many people I want to give shout outs to right now. Our usual suspects, people who have been helping us out for the last couple of months. You guys know who you are. You're awesome. And there's more excitement and more models to come. Talk soon.